Hi, I'm Kelley Mountain with Goddess Modern. I work with women and couples for transformational work and intimacy. And I also read tarot. I'm a dance artist and a writer and a visual artist with collage. So I do lots of things, and I will put my website information in the description box of this video in case you're interested to check out more of what I do. So today we are having the full moon in Gemini, and I do new and full moon tarot readings, and I've mostly been doing them over on my Instagram. However, at the Sagittarius new moon that we had a couple weeks ago, I decided I'm going to start doing them here on YouTube. So I've already cleansed the decks and cleansed my space and said a prayer of intention. I lit a candle. I pulled the cards already, and so we can just go ahead and jump on in. And so I'll just say a note about how this works in case you're new to tarot. It's really more about energy than it is about details. It's more about recognizing patterns of experience rather than specific details. So just kind of keep tuned in for what feels relevant and resonant for your experience at this time. And anything that doesn't, just let it just flow on through like water. Not every single thing that I'm going to speak to here is going to be relevant to every single person that watches this video. But if it's not relevant to you, perhaps it's relevant to someone you know and you want to maybe share this video with them in case it could be helpful. And the reason why I do tarot is because it is helpful as a reflective framework to understand oneself and relationship to other people, and really relationship to life and just the currents of life that are moving through, and just bigger energies that are at play. And sometimes it's helpful because life can be intense and challenging sometimes, and in my experience, it's been really helpful to understand what are these bigger currents of energy, to know like, oh, this isn't just like me in my own little world, like, not doing it right. There's a bigger energy moving through, and it has good reason. There's a good purpose, and ultimately it's to learn and grow and become even better versions of ourselves. So if anything is relevant for you here, I would just say go ahead, and all you have to do is simply open yourself to it and allow it to be a seed of reflection that comes inside of you. And then from this point forward, with your intention and attention, water it through meditation and reflective exercises, and allow for that seed of reflection to grow. Okay, so with all that said, I'm gonna jump right in. So I pull from a number of different decks. I pull from a deck for getting messages from ancestors, one to get messages from spirit guides, one for the soul path, destiny of humanity, and another just for I just love this deck because it's really kind of enchanting and magical, and I'm going to start with a card from that deck right now. So again, this is a reading for the collective, and hope it's helpful. Here we go. So here's the first card, and the word is gratitude. Meet Grace. She receives the gifts of the universe with open paws. When she shifts her mind to see what wonders are flowing in, the world glimmers with beauty. It is easy to focus on all those unmet desires, gone astray plans, and everything beyond the horizon of now. Let Grace remind you to notice all of the blessings that we are receiving. What feels good? Let it in. What is making your heart sing even a quiet, momentary song? Who do you love that is with you now in spirit or right by your side? Let each thank you open your heart a little more. And I just love the image on this card. It's a very peaceful kitty, and looks very relaxed, and just surrounded by kind of something, I just see like magic and enchantment, and like a receptivity of the beauty. And that's really what gratitude allows us to tap into, I feel like, is the receptivity of the beauty that we are in the moment, in any moment, the beauty that is surrounding us, the beauty of our life. And we actually do need to be connected to gratitude in order to really receive that beauty. And it's the receiving of that beauty which really nourishes our feminine energy and keeps us feeling grounded and connected to happy feelings, and even motivated to, just really do the very best we can in our lives. And so gratitude, I feel like that's one of those virtues in life that we can always come back to every single day, and practice. And it is a practice, because it's easy to get bogged down by all of what doesn't feel good in life. And in a sense, when that happens, it's almost like we get these blinders of perception put on that just kind of really like narrow in our vision to just hyper focus on like whatever this one thing, or like these few things that aren't, feeling good or going right. And so gratitude is something that like it has this magical ability to kind of like take the blinders off and open the periphery of our perception again, so that we can like actually move our eyes around and notice our immediate environment. And it really helps if you intentionally put yourself into beautiful environments that you are going to find pleasing. So whether that is taking a walk outside, getting into nature, whether it's going to an art museum that features art that uplifts your spirit, whether it's I don't know, I'm seeing like going to like a town center of some kind, bustling town center where people are happy and having fun, and there's just a nice energy that creates, right? It's like there's a ways that we can intentionally put ourselves into moments of experience that where we do want to kind of take the blinders off and open our energy, and we do want to be more receptive to receiving that beauty, because receiving that beauty is a form of medicine, and it's a highly misunderstood form of medicine, and therefore undervalued form of medicine. Okay, going further into these cards, here we go. So a message from the ancestors, I got the Queen of Coins, the Queen of Pentacles. So this is a beautiful card to start out with. It's a very feminine energy, and the Queen of Pentacles oftentimes represents, well, it's related to the earth element. So the astrology signs that go with the earth element are Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. And so the qualities of the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Earth, she tends to be, she's very grounded and practical. She knows her worth, and she has very healthy boundaries that she has maintained. It's not enough with boundaries. It's not enough just to set a boundary. The work with boundaries is to maintain the boundary. And she's really good at doing that. Because from our place of self-worth, that is how we are ultimately choosing who comes in to what degree, right? What boundaries of proximity do we extend to one person over another person, right? And the Queen of Pentacles, she knows her worth and is able to set appropriate boundaries from, one person to another based off of how she knows they're going to respect her, and how she knows they are ultimately going to meet the value of who she is and also what she has to offer. The Queen of Pentacles energy is also really good with things of the material realm. So she's really great at manifesting and building and designing, and also within that, generating income. She's really strategic and practical with her finances. And this energy is really good for having a vision and knowing what are the practical day-by-day steps to build towards that vision. The Queen of Pentacles energy is patient. She understands that most things take time, especially things that really have substance. And substance is definitely one of the key attributes of the earth element, the earth energy, is substance. It's this material, dense world that we are existing in and relating to. So I love seeing this Queen of Pentacles come out. And underneath that deck was the Six of Cups. And so the Six of Cups is, to me, a card of soulmates or nostalgic connections. So what this is saying to me, this combination, so this is a creative interpretation of the tarot. So this is the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. And what this combination is saying to me is that when the Queen of Pentacles knows her worth and she has set up and maintained healthy boundaries, that and she is being patient and disciplined and diligent with her process of creating in her life, that in time, which she has plenty of patience, in time, it will call to her connections that feel like soulmate kind of bonds. So this could be a soulmate in a romantic sense. It can be a deepening of like friendships or family relationships to where it starts to just feel, it like kind of reveals a deeper kind of a soul level connection. It can also be community, just greater community. So that's how I'm reading these messages from the ancestors. Moving on to messages from the spirit guides. This is another creative interpretation of the tarot. We've got the Four of Swords. And underneath the deck, influencing the subconscious or what we don't see, is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So the Four of Swords is a card of healing and rest. So there's these three swords hanging up here, and there's this figure lying here, and there's the fourth sword down here. So for me, Four of Swords typically comes after a Three of Swords kind of moment in life. Three of Swords in tarot it's very painful. Very painful. It could be a heartbreak, it could be a betrayal. And so this last sword that is underneath of the figure here lying, it's almost like this figure's going through a rebirth, right? They're in the shadow and all these white roses and the light coming through, the light from the sun, which is, you know, the solar life-giving energy that we all depend on, right? For life and renewal every day. The one sword behind the back here to me stands for the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is all about one's truth. It's a new path, a new beginning that is forged by one's truth, and it's even further than that, it's like the expression, the communication of that truth. And communication comes in many forms. As you know, we obviously speak, we write. You know, there's electronic forms of communication, there's you know, nonverbal forms of communication. So in whatever way, that sword, that one last sword, the ace of, which for me again, I feel like that represents like one sword in tarot. It's the Ace of Swords. It's almost like this is a card of rest and healing and going within to find one's truth and to use one's ability to communicate to create a new path forward. This is a sign, this is a card of rest and healing. So to me, what this is saying is allow yourself to move slow and go within and actually rest, like sleep and naps, but also choose activities that are more reflective and introspective and insightful, and you know, things like being in nature or pulling cards or, you know, journaling or reading or making art or dancing, you know, things that kind of take you in and connect you to a really deep place of knowing inside yourself to guide the way. So what was under the deck, so the way I read is that the cards that are under the deck, that's what's influencing the subconscious, or it's what's coming in that we don't quite see. So I got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and the Nine of Pentacles upright is a really great card. This is a card of I'm celebrating. I have created like a really stable amount of material stability and success and safety and security, and I've done it through the mastery of my craft. And so it's a very celebratory and prosperous and independent card. It's you know, and so coming up in the reverse position, it makes me wonder, is there a block? Is there a block to creating the ultimate outcome of the energy of this card? Is there a block, or well, in having it paired with this Four of Swords energy here, was there something that you went through recently that made you question your ability to create this form of celebration of success and stability and you know, good fortune? You know, is there something that makes you doubt? Is there something that what's the block there for you? I'm going to put this down for now and keep going. Oftentimes I circle back to messages. I'll kind of get more insights if I just keep moving and go along. So the deck that I used for pulling messages for the soul of humanity, I got the Judgment. And so Judgment is a card in tarot that oftentimes symbolizes a fork in the road, and where it's like it's time to make a choice. And the choice when the Judgment comes up, it's basically the kind of choice in life where you decide to give it another go, or it just needs to be put down. You just need to lay it down and walk away and leave it in the past. So, you know, it could be it could be an energy of redemption. It could be an energy of renewal. If you do feel like, you know, it is something that's worth kind of building in some more support around and kind of doing in a different way so that it can further continue with you down your path. You know, that kind of thing in life often involves a process, and processes take time and patience and resources. You know, obviously there's resources of time, energy, and money, but there's personal resources too. There's resources of love and care and trust and consideration and affection that we offer to other people. And those are personal resources. Those are very valuable, precious resources. So, you know, the judgment comes up when it's basically like an assessment of, is this thing worth the resource required to get it to where I need it to be in order to keep moving it forward with me in my journey. One sec, I need to just take a quick drink here. Underneath the deck, I got the Two of Wands. And so the Two of Wands for me, so this character here is holding a world, and so wands represent the fire energy. So this is a card symbolizing action, because fire energy is about movement, putting it into action. It's about creativity, creative energy, passion, purpose. So this figure here is looking to the left, which the left to me symbolizes the past, and the right side symbolizes the future. The left symbolizes our feminine energy, and the right symbolizes our masculine energy. So you've got this character holding this one wand, got the world in his hands, and he's looking outward. He just looks very reflective, looking out onto the horizon. And the Two of Wands for me, it's another card of choice making, and which is interesting because we're in the Gemini full moon right now, and in tarot, Gemini rules the Lovers, the card the Lovers, and Lovers, it has a few different meanings. One is kind of obvious, and then another not so obvious is that it's a card of choice. When you see the Lovers come up in tarot, if it's not relative to a person, it's a card of choice. And oftentimes I think why that is like when we choose a person, we're not just choosing that person, we're choosing a whole path. We're choosing a whole life of a whole potential of what life we can like carve out of existence with this other person. And so yeah, both of these cards here are speaking to, it's time to make a choice. And again, coming back to this Gemini full moon, the full moon, the energy in general of a full moon, it's about illumination, seeing clearly. It's about reflecting on what's come to fruition, what's come to a completion, what is ready to be released, what is potentially ready to be healed and transformed. So that's the energy of this Gemini full moon, and we've got these two cards speaking of it's time to make a choice. And in fact, I have another choice card at the bottom as well, which is a Two of Swords. So it's the energy of time to make a choice is really coming through strong in this reading. And the Two of Wands for me, part of its very specific, special kind of message of guidance is look to the past and assess the patterns. Get really clear on where you want to go. Allow, this is Queen of Pentacles coming back through, allow your sense of self-worth to be what guides your way to where you really want to go. And go within and be still and do activities that tap you into your intuitive, reflective, feminine energy to assess and start getting clear on a choice that needs to be made to get you into alignment with that path. The fact that this is the Two of Wands, Wands represents a fire energy, so this is a path of purpose. This is a path of your creative, authentic expression. So, you know, it's kind of like these energies here, Judgment and the Two of Wands, like this is kind of, this would speak to like a more significant kind of choice that you're making in life. This isn't just like, do I go hang out with this friend or this friend, you know? This is like a bigger kind of fork in the road, turning point in life. So, yeah, let's see. I'm just going to come back to the card that I started with at the beginning, because I think that the message of gratitude is one that when we're in process of making choices can really help soften the process, because sometimes choices is very mental. And again, you know, the Gemini full moon, Gemini, it's an air sign, and air, the air element in astrology and tarot rules the mind. So our thinking, our processing, you know, our intellect, our perceptions, it also rules communication, all aspects and methods of communication. And so that process can be mental. And, you know, one thing to kind of get us out of the mental spin cycle and get us into our body, into a more grounded energy, I think, is the energy of gratitude. Because when we're grateful, we're actually more in the present moment. And when we're in the present moment, we're connected to our power. And one of the most simple, easy, enjoyable ways to connect to one's power is to receive the beauty of the moment of their life experience, even if the beauty is simply a state of being within. You know, it's not realistic that in every moment of life experience we're going to be surrounded by something just so beautiful and wonderful, right? But we can still have a beautiful sense within us of acceptance for should we be in a moment of life experience that isn't like our most optimal, beautiful moment, right? Those are the moments in life where we turn our outward searching for what's beautiful inside, and we tune into our sense of acceptance. And we, within that acceptance, are more capable to embrace. And through that embracing, we feed the feminine energy because we remain in a receptive, flowing state rather than a resistant, blocked, protective state. Okay, gratitude. Meet Grace. She receives the gifts of the universe with open paws. When she lifts her mind to see what wonders are flowing in, the world glimmers with beauty. It is easy to focus on all those unmet desires, gone astray plans, and everything beyond the horizon of now. Let Grace remind you to notice all the blessings we are receiving. What feels good? Let it in. What is making your heart sing even a quiet momentary song? Who do you love that is with you now in spirit or right by your side? Let each thank you open your heart a little more. All right. That concludes this Gemini full moon reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful and insightful in some way. And if it was, please consider helping me grow my channel by liking and commenting on this video. Thank you so much and have a beautiful rest of your day.